growing up in India, you're told because of economic reasons, not I'm sure desire of learning only. I was studying medicine. I started out because medically you can get a decent job when you get out of medical school. Then I didn't want to be in school for that long, so I decided to change to engineering. I was okay in math, so I did okay in engineering. And when I came out of engineering schools, I did not want to just stay in touch with technology, and I want to deal with people. And obviously I want to make opportunity to make more money at that young age. And that got me into sales and business. And then some entrepreneurial drive I always had to run something on my own, which kept me going towards the business direction. One of the things I learned very early days is being transparent and authentic. That always serves me well. I find it very efficient. So being direct with my workforce, with my board, my shareholders, as well as my customers, always been very helpful. Holding information costs time and money. So for us, being direct, even if sometimes ugly truth, but telling the truth to your workforce directly, I think is very helpful, and that works very well for me. I've been told many times, like in Japan, don't do that, don't have a confrontation with employee base like this. But to me, if you're genuine, doesn't matter which culture you're working in, people are smart enough to figure that out. You can't just learn through books only, you got to be there. And being in the middle of Japanese environment for 6+ years, there was a fabulous learning experience, how organizations work, how decisions get made, how things, people talk about, if you heard of principle Kaizen. Kaizen is, it's a simple principle, continuous improvement on the work floor. And the way Japanese has processed that Kaizen principle, it can apply anywhere globally. So I applied Kaizen in our Indian operation in Bangalore. So we get similar quality thought process implemented in India with Indian innovation added on top of that. I think to us, that combination of those things you can't learn through books. For me, at least I can't learn those through books. You got to be in the middle of those things to be able to have a good learning. To me, to be honest, CEO or any other level of general manager is not significant different. There is ownership. The people who rise can make decision and own those decisions and the consequences of those decisions. I think that to me that's always been the key. I'm working as a salesperson or an engineer. If I'm going to make a decision, I want to own the decision and live with the consequences of those decisions. Now, we are in service business, and getting those people motivated and charged up and delivering a service to clients is our business. And making sure, looking at in very different ways to keep my team, innovating and serving with high energy is our goal, and that keeps us going. I think creating a corporate culture is a lot easier in my view because I've been involved in some startup environments. But if the culture is already established, changing that culture is, I find, the most challenging part, and that keeps me going, and that's still continue to be my biggest focus. Changing a culture across 14 geographies is even more challenging. Because of Colt history, there's a lot of ups and downs of some market reasons, some multiple leadership changes reason. We built a lot of cynicism in employee base. And getting rid of that cynicism and recharging the employee base with a common purpose, that's the biggest challenge. And once I get that right, I think we will beat anybody in our marketplace. We have learned as an organization in the last 2 years more than we learned in probably 15 years plus before. You make much faster decisions. You make much more smarter decisions in bad times. And I think learning, real learning takes place in challenging. When the things are going too easy and you're growing, I think learning is not one of the things you get at that time. But what we have learned in the last 2 years, it's amazing. As an organization, we have gotten much smarter. We got more profitable in bad times. I know our revenue didn't grow as fast as we were growing a couple of years ago, but as a business, we are generating more cash and become more profitable because we stop a lot of wastages, because all organizations waste a lot of money or resources in good times. In bad times, you learn to become much more efficient, and that efficiency base can help you in the future good times as well. So we are as an organization very optimistic.